What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Healthier Choices Management. I want to go over some of the latest spin-off updates, things that you need to know, and why this whole scenario might be the easiest money that you've ever made. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, no updates from HCMC itself, as you can kind of see. But through HCWC, there was a couple amended S1s that was submitted, both on August the 30th, a amendment number 6 and also a amendment number 7. There's not a lot of kind of new information in these documents. Rather, they're just expanding on the risks and just the Q&A aspect. There's a couple of finite details in there that is new, but I'm going to talk on those in a second, but nothing really crazy. Spoiler alert, still no definitive date on the spinoff, but they did kind of push back some of the maturity dates on the revolving credit, for instance. So that is now effective, as you can kind of see, which is a new piece of information, August 31st, 2025. So it clearly goes to show that things are not going according to plan. And based on these documents as well, they're still stuck in limbo. They have not gotten the rubber stamp from the New York Stock Exchange. So all of this, as what it's even stated in the Q&A, which is new, it's all pending approval of the Class A common stock for the New York Stock Exchange. So this whole scenario is very comical to myself. And I've been following HCMC for roughly 2 years, maybe 3 years, give or take. And yeah, I think initially there was a lot of hope, but this whole spinoff has been the biggest gong show. A couple of things that they did kind of amend is, as I've brought up in the past, their previous S1s alluded to basically a 80% pullback. So as soon as it would be IPOing around $10, they did forecast excessive dilution, bringing it down to roughly around that $3 range, which was kind of crazy. In these documents, they do amend that, so they do anticipate it between the $9 to $11, so a little bit more optimistic. But again, I'm going to talk on how you can pretty much make the most easiest money of your life if you do one thing. So kind of stay tuned for that. No new shares issued as what was previously stated. So it's just more so pushing back. They still do have at the very top right here, 2024. So no actual date for the whole spinoff. It just says like this, blank 2024 throughout this whole document. So again, spoiler alert, we don't actually know the date. They are still intending for it to be in 2024, but still, yeah, not the best. And again, they are forecasting right here between $9 and $11. So again, they've kind of adjusted that. So I think that's somewhat optimistic. It's just stuck in limbo. And I think right now, they've already piled on so much debt. It is absolutely insane. They do talk on here, I need to do a little bit more additional research, but it says that because of the company's status, they are officially considered a emerging growth company. And because of that, I guess there is certain benefits that they can take advantage of. But based on this, it looks like they are not going to be taking advantage of it because it would affect the Class A common stock. I think that they're just saying that only because the New York Stock Exchange hasn't actually approved the Class A common stock. And most likely, if they do kind of state that in here that they intend on taking advantage of these benefits, maybe the NYSE won't actually approve them. This is why you do have also additional disclaimers in here saying that HCMC/HCWC can't guarantee obviously this information going forward, meaning once they get the rubber stamp from the NYSE, they'll take advantage of this, which would obviously affect the Class A common stock. Again, I'm going to do a little bit more additional research on exactly what this does mean. Clearly, it's not a good thing because it even does state that it'll be the result may be less attractive trading market for the Class A common stock and blah, 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 and more volatile. So still, again, that's more new information that they do add. So it's you need to catch on to these finite details. These are very long documents. And in my opinion, I do not trust HCMC's management, or now I guess HCWC. And so essentially, I feel like they are trying to hide stuff within these documents. That's just my initial impression. Again, that's kind of going back on me covering HCMC for roughly around 3 years. And none of this has really played out to benefit shareholders. And going back to their website, even if we pop over here, so go to HCMC right at here, initially August, when they actually did submit this news, so right over here, so August 2022, HCMC announces 4-point plan to increase shareholder value. They have not done anything to increase shareholder value, on a side note. So it's it's not good. One thing as well I just wanted to kind of bounce back and go over is in this document, it does state, part of the Q&A, what is going to happen to our HCMC shares, because like I said, and what was previously announced in 2023, the whole spinoff will still allow you to keep your HCMC shares, but give you both Class A and B of HCWC at an 80-20 ratio, right? So in these documents, they don't talk on the conversion again, so we have to assume that in 2023, when they did tell us 72,000 to 1 is going to be the ratio, that is still going to be standing. But in this document, they do kind of allude that HCMC is pretty much dead. Like, the only thing that's going to be holding it up is the lawsuit. Everything else is dormant. And so yeah, that's interesting, the fact that they did word it in that fashion. So yes, one thing that I just wanted to kind of go over, why I feel this is going to be the most easy money ever, and what I'm going to be doing, assuming everything goes according to plan and the spinoff actually does go through. I'm going to be shorting the hell out of it. And my reasoning is very, very simple. One, HCMC has already packed on so much debt for HCWC. They've already signed revolving lines of credit. You can kind of just see what I previously highlighted as well. Just looking at some of their revolving credit, they've tacked on so much debt already. It is insane. And not only that, they did warrants, convertible warrants, and also convertible notes. That is going to completely decimate shareholder value. As what I did previously state, I think they just changed their tune in these amendments, but they still did forecast basically an 80% pullback. So if you're looking for easy money, one way to do that would be simply shorting the hell out of HCWC. But then again, I'm not a financial advisor. I do short stocks, and yeah, you can make some pretty good money off of shorts, shorting and stuff like that, especially if you do find companies that are reliant on notes as well as warrants, and even more so if you find crappy management. And this company has crap written all over it. So even though these amendments, they keep filing more and more amendments, I think it is just to appease the New York Stock Exchange, just to add context and add more transparency. But they added a hell of a lot more disclaimers to pretty much say that at any time they can change this after approval. So yeah, it is what it is, right? I think a lot of people got in, like I've mentioned, due to the whole lawsuit, but that has diminished. I don't think there's sufficient amount of updates associated to that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Are you going to be like myself? As soon as it does IPO, are you going to short it? Or do you truly believe in HCMC itself? Again, got to give credit when credit is due. Their last earnings was relatively good, showing signs of improvement, but they're not profitable, and basically they won't be profitable as far as I can tell. Even if they do continue the year-over-year growth, they're not going to be profitable up until probably like 2030, something like that. So meaning they are going to be reliant on debt. And again, that does stem back down to just the destroying of shareholder value. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 added. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. The link to that is in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.